Hi, just a couple things that came into my head about summer camp. I'll try to make this short. First of all, the first day there's going to be chaos, and I don't want that to happen, but there will be. There are going to be new students trying to get in. We also have credit recovery issues that we've got to deal with. I've got to set the kids up for them. I'm going to be meeting with credit recovery people at the beginning of the day before they go anywhere. So I'll be calling their names and pulling them out. When students get there, they're going to get off the bus and they're going only into the cafeteria. They're not going to be in the hallways. They're not going to be outside. Miss Connie is going to be in the cafeteria at 7, and she's going to help prepare breakfast. I'll be there about 7 to receive students. And remember, before the students go anywhere, they're going to meet with me on the credit recovery, so that they understand what's going on. We do have one room change. Mr. Merriweather and Mr. Gay, your room was going to be 508. It's now 207 next to Miss Smith. Everything is set up in there as far as the computer, but the chairs are stacked on top of each other, and so they just need to be, set up for the kids. Or you can actually have your first class in there to set the desks up for you. It shouldn't take very long, so you can have the kids do it when they get in there. Okay, now student behavior. I have a Google form, and I'm going to show you all how to use it, either in a different little video or real quick sometime the first day. But I hope that this will make things streamlined as far as reporting student behavior. And if it is more of a pain than anything else, and of course we don't have to do it, but the goal is that even if a child is doing minor behaviors, like they're talking, they're being off task, they're sleeping, that all you have to do is take out your phone, open up this Google document, have a drop down box with their name, check the behavior. And it may not be much for one person, but if that child is being told in every single class to stop talking, or they're sleeping in every single class, I will get that form, as soon as you submit a response, I'll get it. And then if I see that that child's causing problems in 3 different teachers' rooms, or they're just not doing any work at all, then when I'm talking to the parent, I can tell them, that this didn't just happen with one teacher. It happened all day long, or 2 or 3 times during the day. So hopefully we can get any of these kind of behaviors under control very quickly. I do want this to be enjoyable and not stressful. If a student is stressing you out for any reason at all, that's what I'm for. Send them to me or Miss White. We've got something for them, and I will try to make them very miserable with me. I'm not going to make it an enjoyable experience for them. And after several times, if the behavior just keeps going on and on and on, then we'll send them home. A couple things that are not tolerated, and it is in the handbook, and we did talk to the parents that came to the meeting. Of course, there's absolutely no fighting. I will not tolerate any fighting, and I'm really in no shape to be breaking up any fights. So any kind of fighting, we're not going to let that happen. That is mandatory. Get out. But hopefully, the kids will, I think, be having a good time with this curriculum, and I don't think we'll have that many problems with that. Going on to the curriculum. Please, if you're teaching one of the classes that is in the Liftoff curriculum, and I gave you that box to take home and work with, please give them the pre-test that is in there on the first day. Now, I know that they don't want to do pre-test, and I don't want this to be just nothing but written work for them. I don't want that. But the thing is, and when we talk about the credit recovery students, these pre-tests are going to be important. But we do need to show that there's, either some growth, no growth, whatever. We do need to have something. Now, if they don't know the information, then tell them don't guess at it. Just don't answer it. And usually when you give a pretest, the kids don't know anything anyway, so it should take all of probably about 5 minutes to get done. Hopefully you shouldn't have any trouble grading it, but if that is an issue, just let me know, and then I can help you with that. Make sure that it goes into their folder, and make sure that nothing leaves ever until the end of camp. These folders are going to be very important. Okay, now the credit recovery. For high school, we've been doing this. This is nothing really new. We're using Edgenuity. They will not go on field trips. Now, again, it is mandatory that they're working. They cannot just take up space. They did that all year long. That's why they failed the class. So they cannot do that during summer school. And I'm going to try to be very close by to, make sure that's happening. Miss White's going to be close by. That first day, Miss White's going to do a lot of receiving students and things up in the front office. So she's going to be kind of tied up. But I hope to, after I get talking with the credit recovery kids, to be out, checking, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. All right, now, the big bear. Middle school credit recovery. To my knowledge, we have not done this before, but Ms. Martin asked that we would try to help out because there were a bunch of kids that failed all kinds of classes. Now, some kids failed with a 69 or 68. Now, those kids, I can see and understand how possibly some of their work can be documented, and Ms. Martin can deem that they would get some extra points so that they could pass the class. Now, that is the issue. Documentation. Everything that they do needs to go in that folder, because what we're going to do is we're going to put that work into the folder, and I would like for, if you're teaching any of these classes, the students that are credit recovery, and I will let you know which ones they are. I'll put like a big red something or another on them. And I would like for you to document if in your opinion, they are deserving to pass that course. Ms. Joyner, you're going to be teaching math. The ones that failed math, you have a very, very valid opinion on whether or not they should be promoted. Now, Ms. Martin is going to have the final say-so when she receives the folders, looks over their work, and that's going to be on her. Now, documentation with these kids who are credit recovery is everything. If they are not working, if they are sleeping, then it needs to be documented by that Google form, or even if it's written down, something, so that when we go to Miss Martin at the end of the summer school, we can tell her exactly, is this student, in our opinion, deserving of those extra points. And then, of course, that's going to be on her. She makes that decision, but, that's what we need to do. All right, middle school students who are in credit recovery will not go on field trips. If they are credit recovery, they will not be rewarded in the form of field trips. Here's another thing. If they are failing any classes, if they are in credit recovery because they have failed a class, they will not, not do the enrichment activities in the afternoon. They're going to spend time with me, and I'm going to have something for them to do, and that's going to be going in their folder. So, for example, if they're failing algebra, or excuse me, I guess they don't take algebra in middle school, but if they're failing whatever middle school math, I will figure something for them to do that will give them some help with math, and they're going to sit with me. But again, these students who are failing are not going to be rewarded with the enjoyable activities and enrichment activities. They're there to pass a class, and so I'm going to be very firm on that. And then probably, of course, we want all students to succeed and da-da-da-da-da, but if they have failed a class before, there's probably a reason for it. And so, I just don't want them to be rewarded by doing enrichment activities. So I will be sending you all lists of these credit recovery students who are in middle school. They will attend the morning sessions, because the morning sessions are all core material: math, English and reading, science, social studies, and something else important. I can't remember what, but they're all the important core subjects. Now, the afternoon is, the drugs and alcohol. Yeah, they all need that drugs and alcohol stuff. The afternoon is their enrichment activities, and during that time, they will be mine. Now, there's going to be a couple days that I can't be there for a doctor's appointment or appointment or something like that, and we'll just have to deal with that when we get to it. You're going to be receiving some more information from me as soon as I get these Google Forms filled out and ready for you. I'll show you how to use them. Make sure you're excited and stress-free. This is not supposed to be stressful for you as a teacher. Make sure that any child that is causing you stress, they come to me, or they go to Gwen, preferably Gwen. She's, yeah, send them to Gwen. Have a good evening.